We are given the expression and now we have to solve it. Now we have 9 and then the 12th root of c to the power of 7 minus 6 and then the square root of 48 c to the power of 7. And then we have a plus 2c cubed and then square root of 75c. So out of this expression we need to solve. So what we can do is, if you look at the first expression of 9 12th root of c to the power 7, the root power is higher than the power that's inside the radicand, so we can just ignore that. For now we can just ignore that. So I will leave it as 9 12 c to the power 7 minus, and then I have a 6, and then inside this radicand of 48 c to the power 7 I need to simplify the 48. So I found that 16 by 3 gives me 48. So in the radicand I will have 16 multiplied by 3, which gives me 48. And also I need to simplify the odd number of c to the power 7, and I need to make the power that when I cancel it should be able to cancel with the root. So I realized that, okay, let me simplify the root of the powers. Like the smallest value I can find is c to the power of 2. So I have c to the power of 2 multiplied by c to the power of 2 multiplied by c to the power of 2 multiplied by c to the power 1. And when you add all the power, it still gives you a 7. And then plus 2c cubed. And for 75, if I simplify the 75, I have 25 and 3. So in the radicand I will have 25 multiplied by 3 multiplied by c. It still gives me a 75c. Now I would like to separate each and every value out of the radicand to make it simpler when we simplify or cancel. So the first value, the first expression, I will leave it as it is. So 9 12 c to the power 7 minus, and then 6 multiplied by the root of 16 multiplied by the root of 3 multiplied by the root of c squared, root of c squared, root of c squared, and then c to the power 1 plus 2c cubed multiplied by the root of 25 multiplied by the root of 3 and the root of c. The reason why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it right now, because it will be easier for us to understand the reason or which value we'll be able to simplify. So 9 12 and then root of c to 7, that remains the same. Now we'll start solving. So you have 6 and then root of 16 gives me 4, and then root of 3 remains as root of 3, and all the c squared, the square and the root, they cancel out. So you will have c times c times c, and then the root of c at the end will remain as the root of c, and then plus you have 2c cubed and then root of 25, right? So root of 25 will give me just a 5, and then root of 3 and then the root of c. Now I will have 9 12 and then root of c to the 7 minus 6 and 4 gives me 24, and then c times c times c gives me a c cubed, and then the radical, inside the radical of the root, you will have 3 and c, so I can combine them back together as 3c plus 2c cubed multiplied by 5 is the same as 10c cubed. And in the radicand, inside the root, the 3 and c remain, so I combine them as 3c. Now my final answer should be 9, 12, root of c to the 7, and then now you have negative 24 c cubed root of 3c plus 10c cubed root of 3c, so 3c and 3c, and then c cubed, right? So now you can add. So this will be the same as negative 24 plus 10. So negative 24 plus 10, it will give us a negative 14 c cubed root of 3c, and that is going to be our final answer.